So this is book 2 or part 2 of The Haunted Night Madness. Again, shout out to Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And here, some of the interesting things that popped out to me was that Babs, or Barbara Gordon, Jim Gordon's daughter, is adopted. And I'm not sure if that's canon or if that's just this version of the story. But it's interesting that she's adopted. For all those that don't know, I think this is the Barbara Gordon that becomes Batwoman and then Oracle. And the interesting thing to me is Jim Gordon has a son, and that's a baby. The son's a baby in this story, and his name is James Gordon Jr. And he becomes a serial killer. Like, he has some mental illnesses that, he's I don't know the correct term, psychotic, psychopathic, sociopath, one of those, but he's definitely a murderer. And so it's interesting that Jim Gordon's blood isn't the one that's fighting crime, it's his adopted daughter. And that comes to mind because Bruce Wayne's blood, Damian Wayne, is a killer. And it's only the adopted sons of Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, maybe not so much Jason Todd, he's on and off, and Tim Drake, as the adopted sons that fight crime, that I guess, for lack of a better word or phrase, like, they turn out better, or they turn out for good. So that whole the blood isn't, and it reminds me of what I hear about Marcus Aurelius. So I hear the Marcus Aurelius, he was trained and mentored by someone that wasn't his blood. And it seems like those that are trained by those that aren't your blood, like their adopted sons or apprentices, those seem to do better in history in terms of transitioning to keeping the rule as great as the previous empire or the previous ruler. And that usually it's the blood of the great rulers that F everything up. Like in Gladiator, that's supposed to be Marcus Aurelius, and the son is supposed to be Joaquin Phoenix, that's like crazy and psychotic. And I think in history, Marcus Aurelius' son, he let his father's empire topple. And of course, it's something about being the blood of greatness. You're not going through those same obstacles, but being an adopted son or daughter, apprentice, mentee, I guess you see him more objectively, you see him more whole, more human. I'm not sure, but it's interesting, the whole bloodline and the giving off of rule or passing the mantle seems to be works more with adopted sons in blood or adopted daughters in blood. Curious. Batman, I love it.